They call me Hoist. What a name! Excuse me, but the name's Hoist? Whatever.
Welcome back to the Tiny Room here. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about the X-Transbots Paean. It's their take on a G1 masterpiece hoist, and most people say this is the best one out there. We're going to have a look at this, and I'm going to tell you, I did get this from Show Z, and you can get yours too. I'm going to leave a link down below. Let's get right into this. Here's a quick look at the box, and this is kind of a stylized looking artwork here, and it is supposed to represent a cartoon version. Here's the side of it, and it says some stuff, and on the back we get a nice battle scene going on right here, and the top, pretty good artwork going on this. Not a bad box. Taking a look at this guy, he does ship in his alt mode, and I did want to start by showing it with this crane attachment piece. Now this thing here actually does kind of open and close on a spring mechanism so that you can put something in there and hold on to, which is pretty cool. That's an interesting touch, and I think X-Transbots has kind of been going that route with doing a little bit extra, probably above and beyond in a way, maybe stuff that didn't actually need to get done, and extra things just like this. That's kind of an extra that probably didn't really need to get done. This thing here is super tight, which it makes it kind of hard. Once you plug it in, it makes it kind of hard to move it at this joint. You kind of have to hold this to move all of that. But it comes separate in the box, and it's not something I'm really going to use, and I probably won't see much alt mode in this, but it does look like a really good alt mode. Now, taking a closer look at this guy, I truly think all of this is painted. It feels like it's paint, and it looks really good and very, very premium. I like the look of this, and it sure does take me back to, what is this, a 70s style vehicle? Late 70s, early 80s style vehicle, and just looks really good. Down to the paint of the decal and the four-wheel drive, the turbo, it looks really on point. I mean, this thing could be like kind of like a model. It looks that good. Fantastic. And I think X-Transbots is one of the best in the game, and this thing looks extremely premium. Very, very premium. I do like the look of that. Looking at the front, we do still have some of the chrome, even though this is supposed to be touted as the tune version, sort of the plus version. Now, we don't see kind of the blue windshield, which if they were going tune and plus, I would have expected a blue windshield. Now, that's something that we didn't see, but still, it looks extremely good. We do get a ton of accessories, and this is how they come. Now, frankly, I'm only going to use 2 of them myself, but here is the extra head, which I guess we can pull this back out when we go into robot mode. We have these tentacles that plug into the same place that the crane plugs in. We do have this double barrel looking piece. We have the face for the episode where they go to Hollywood. They include another face for tracks, I believe. And then this is the only piece in all of this that I'm actually going to be using. I do like that they include all of this for all these different display options, but I'm not going to be using most of this. Also, you get this little fun piece here, and you have to build it. And there it is. Now, what all can we do with this thing in this mode? Well, you can roll it, and it rolls really, really well, and it feels extremely solid. But the big party trick here is it can tow. When you lower this and then kind of move these out to adjust to your figure, you can tow, say, a hot rod. I have a hot rod handy, so that's why I like to use hot rod. Let's tow a hot rod. Now, looking at size and scale, I don't really know if it should have been a little bit bigger, and the more I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it probably should have been bigger. Like the whole figure should have been just a little bit bigger, but this is what we got in the size. So here he is side by side with Hot Rod. I just feel like Hot Rod itself just is way big for a sports car compared to a truck, but this is sort of a smaller type of a truck. It's kind of the S10 size, I guess you could say, but there they are side by side. All right, so let's go ahead and get into transforming this guy, and first of all, I want to get to the legs, but you have to kind of untab these side pieces here, and get this untabbed on both sides. Go ahead and fold that down too. And then there's that. And then we're going to lift this backpack up and out of the way. So we have to fold this tail up, lift up on the backpack, and then move the out of the way. We got to get the mirror or the side windows out also. Out of the way. You can fold it forward also. And all this time, you want to make sure you're not going to chip any of this paint. Now you fold it up, and that backpack. We're going to just get the backpack out of the way for now and work on these legs. Now, the legs, I like to start so you can actually support this thing. We're going to need to fold down and bringing these legs down. And here we go. Now we can split these legs, and this is going to be the strange part. We need to open this up, and then we're going to, this slides up, and then the whole leg piece goes into it, and you've got these two tabs that line up that go right there, and then you're going to basically close this back up. But you got to make sure everything is lined up just right, and then we got that closed up. Then we're going to open this piece, fold it around, and it needs to tab in like so. And there's one leg. Then we have to fold down this foot like so, fold this up, fold this toe down, lift the wheel up slightly, and you got a leg almost done. Right here is a hip skirt, which I've never seen a transforming hip skirt before. Slightly move it over and tab that in, and you have a hip skirt, you have a leg. That is definitely an interesting transformation. Let's do that again on this other side. Untab it like this. We have to slide it up and then fold it all in to itself if it's slid all the way up, and then push it into where those tabs are, and then make sure this is pushed in well too, and there it goes, up and over. Then this piece will fold open and tab over like so. We can do the hip skirt right now, and then we're gonna do with the foot. We're gonna fold this down, the whole foot assembly down, fold this tab here up, and then slide this wheel kind of off the ground, and now we got the feet done, the legs done. So kind of a crazy transformation. Now I believe we can right now just rotate the waist, and I'm going to adjust it up. Get this camera adjustment real quick. Okay, so now from here, as you can see, the arms are tabbed into the wheels, so you need to just move the wheels to get the arms out of the way, and then we're going to gotta get the backpack completely out of the way here. And we're going to open this up. Same thing here. And then this is going to fold over. Now, this whole front end is just basically going to tab in like so. We're going to come around to the back. We got to get the head out. So here's the head, and with these panels out of the way, turn the head at an angle there so that we can get it through this assembly in the backpack area. And it's, so here again, bit of a clearance issue for the head. As you can see, it's coming, but it's not easy. It doesn't feel like I'm going to break it or anything. It's just, I don't want to break it. I don't want an unpleasant surprise. Now, I thought that tabbed in. It did tab in, but it came untabbed as we were messing with that. And another thing is I don't want to be scratching any of this paint, beautiful paint that we have here. Now, if we fold these arms down, I got to clear all of that. Why is that not clearing? Then you fold these arms around into position, which it's a little bit more resistance than I would expect with that. So I'm gonna have to take a quick look at that real quick. So let this be a lesson in transforming Masterpiece Transformers, or shall I say breaking them. There's quite a bit of resistance for this, so just be really careful. I was messing with it off camera to make sure that I'm not going to break it, and that's a thing. If it feels like you're pushing it too hard, like it's not going right, do not force it. Do not try to break it, because of course you could break it. Pull this down. We got to get this hand out, and I understand you could possibly knock these fingers off too, so that could be an issue also. Got to get this hand out of here. I don't want to knock the fingers off. There we go. Kind of push down on the fingers as I was doing this. We also have this little piece here that's going to tab around, position the hand just right. We got the elbow right there, hand right there. This flap is going to be, it's on a double hinge. You're kind of double hinging it back. It's not going to go too far. I'm not going to do too much, but that's what that does. Now for the other arm. We're going to need to, I guess, pull the shoulder out a little bit more, get a little bit more access to it so it feels a little easier. And this just is really tight. And that one went a lot better than the other one. Slide this down, pushing down on the fingers so they stay together. And I think the fingers on this are better than the first run set. Fold this around, slide this around to where you have the elbow, and then get the hand in place. Make sure this is double hinged back. And all we're going to have left now is the backpack. So turning around here to this backpack, we got a bunch of stuff going on with this backpack. It looks quite intimidating. So get it all in frame here. First thing you want to do is fold out these connectors on both sides, then fold in these green windows. Then you have this thing here, which is going to be a filler piece. How exactly does this filler come out? You gotta get the filler out on both sides, and it's on this really, really thin connector there. And then now with all this in place and ready to go, so you're gonna be doing a lot of things with this backpack. Let's go ahead and get this part done. I was gonna save it to the end because I thought I could do it that way, but I guess I can't. So we need to get this flush. You're gonna do a lot of things with this whole backpack assembly. First of all, these side pieces are gonna slide in, and they're gonna kind of slide into this area here. So we're gonna slide that in like that. At the same time, we have these pieces right here that are helping you get closer to tab this into that hole. See, that's got to tab into that. And it's not as easy as it looks. And let me tell you this, I'm not going to make it look easy, I'm sure. So there's that tab, and then it's just not, it feels like wow, how is this supposed to happen? But it happens. It's just not easy. Getting that tabbed into there like it should. There we go. That was not graceful at all. Anyway, there it is. I bet you it's going to come untabbed a few times. So a bit of a design issue. It feels like it kind of holds in place okay once it's tabbed in. But there that is. We're going to have a look at this guy. One more thing about this transformation is that there is a slider at the waist. And depending on how you want it to look, you can slide it forward or slide it back. And I kind of prefer sort of a middle ground here for my look. I don't want it too far forward and I don't want it too far back. So I'm going middle ground, although you're supposed to go like all the way flat forward with it. So here he is in his robot mode, and he does look pretty tuned. I mean, he kind of matches the cartoon aesthetic pretty well, I think. I mean, if you put a picture up there of the G1 cartoon, and you could tell that's actually him. So looking at him, he does look beautiful. With the paint, looks great. You got a nice, I think the head sculpt's okay. Again, like Hoist wasn't one of my favorite characters, so at the end, it's kind of like, it looks like Hoist to me, so it's a pass for me. Someone who thinks Hoist is their favorite character might not really like that so much. But anyway, looking down here, we do have, this is all just regular plastic. This is plastic, so none of this stuff is actually painted, and I do feel like there's some die cast in somewhere in the lower legs. Probably the toe tips here are die cast, like that cold touch to it. From the back, as busy as that backpack is, he is a relatively clean, with clean legs, and you kind of have the whole arm thing, that kibble that's built into the figure and the character. So overall, he doesn't look that bad from the side. He doesn't look too bad. So I mean, he does look pretty good. And I've been kind of used to having a different one, so it is different than the one I'm used to having. Changing out his handpiece is extremely simple. Since it is on a mushroom peg, and you can see the mushroom peg there, you're just simply going to pop it off the mushroom peg, and you're going to pop on this piece. Now, since it is tune, it's kind of a pearl white, and you're not getting the silver. I kind of prefer the silver to the pearl white, but there it is, and yeah, that's what he's supposed to look like. Starting at the top, we have his head, which is side to side, and you can go up and down because of the transformation. So that works, that gets the job done. You do have a 90 at the shoulder. I'm a little concerned about this shoulder because of, I feel like that gets in the way. That whole side view mirror piece gets in the way, and then it's a challenge to get it all the way around. But you have the movement, you just have to get around the backpack, not mess up any of the paint. So some issues there with a bit of that clearance. It would have been nice if it could have, I don't know, if the shoulders were just out a little more, but it already looks like it's pretty far out. You do have bicep swivel, you have a 90 at the elbow, you have the movement on the hand, but see, the hand is different than the other one. So I did some looking up on these hands, and the hands were individual fingers. Now they've gone to 4 fingers and your opposable thumb. And so I think that's better, a better way to go, because I hear the KFC hands are bad. Everyone hates the KFC hands. I never really have problems with them, but a lot of people do. You do have the waist swivel. It's an old design, no ab crunch. You do have this interesting function here with a transformable side flap, but you've got friction all the way to the 90. No ratchets, but it holds fine. I don't really see any issues with it. You do have a universal right here. You do have past the 90 on a single knee joint, and that is ratcheted. And you have a lot of stuff going on with the foot because of the transformation. And I think the transformation, sharing it with a little bit of articulation. Now for some comparison here, this is the new tune version of Aegis, which is a great trailbreaker. Of course, the Hoist here. And this is one of these plus version. Wow, lost his name for a second there. So anyway, looking at all these, there's one issue that I have with all of these. And the issue is that we have blue, we don't have blue. And if they're going to match the aesthetic, they even did it with this guy. Why didn't they do it with this guy? I thought it was really strange. I think I do like the look of the silver better. So both of these are in the Toon version. I had him in silver. I don't have him anymore, but I kind of like the look of the silver a little bit better than where all the white was silver on these. So I guess I would have rather had that. But the blue here and then the Toon, I don't know if I'm 100% Toon now. I think I might not be the 100% Toon guy. Here he is next to the MMC version, and here's the thing. I liked the look of the MMC, which is why I got it, and I prefer the look of the MMC to the look of this guy, but at the end of the day, this guy is more Toon. I mean, we're talking way more Toon accurate than this guy, and so if that's the route I'm wanting to go, then I'm going to go with the more Toon version. But the MMC one still looks great. I mean, I just kind of like the look of it better, but this is more Toon, and I'm going to match the Toon a little bit better, I guess. So I'm going to be holding on to this guy for a little while, simply because I just think he's a cool looking figure. But I think X-Transbots is one of the best in the game for matching the on-screen representation. So this is a quick look at the X-Transbots Paean. This figure is very Toon accurate. I painted very well. I think that it really matches the G1 aesthetic that we're going for. I like it. I feel like it's a pretty premium feeling product, a pretty premium feeling figure, and I like X-Transbots and what they do. Now, I wish they would have done a blue windshield, and I would have liked, it just kind of feels like where the backpack tabs in, that's really hard to get, and a couple of things with clearance issues, which I thought would have been resolved, didn't quite get resolved. But it's not really going to bother me at all because I'm going to have it on my shelf and it's just going to be displayed looking good, and that's all that really matters to me in the end. If you like the posers a whole lot, then maybe you're not going to like this one because the shoulders, they're more problematic with this character than they are with their Aegis version. But I do like it. I do recommend it. You can get yours at Shozy. I have it, a link in the description below. Tell your hanger out.
There must be something you can do, Hoist.
You bet your carbon chips there is. Oh, Moist, I think we can use you. How'd you like a job? Well, my career was enjoyable while it lasted. All
Help! The evil alien robots are after me!
Hey, take it easy. It isn't worth getting this upset, is it? Hold on to it and follow me. There's no such thing as flesh-eating lava. This is the movies. Amazing what you can do with a vat of muddy water, some air hoses, and a little smoke machine. Thanks. My duty as an Autobot comes first, no matter how unglamorous a role it may seem.